genius of rock and roll. Mad genius of rock and roll.
Well, hello and welcome to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. I am your host, the amazing Super Chris. Thank you for joining me today. We've got something special for you today. I am premiering a new Wild Bill Wigglestick video. Managed to get him here in the studio, get him wrangled long enough to get some stuff done. And so, you know, I've got my co-hosts, Darante and Rion are in the background. They're going to watch. They're excited to. They haven't seen it either. So, you know, I'm a shit editor, so I've only seen it once or twice. But no, it's going to be fun. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know, you know, if this keeps within the spirit of Wild Bill Wigglestick. Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. Finally, I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and this is my trusty sidekick, Willie the Kid. And we'll be your handsome hosts, your gilded guide, your cowboys, concierges to Shakespeare. Oh, how cute. Wait, is that at 2, Ollie? Run along, little doggy. Bill, where the hell have you been? Well, you know, I've been roaming the earth, going back and forth upon it, to and fro and whatnot. Ah, I like to travel too. Wait a second. Yep, back and forth upon earth, doing unto others before they do unto me. Bill, are you quoting the Bible? Trying to quote the Bible? Indeed I am. Despite my appearance, I am a man of culture and know many things, not just Shakespeare. Really? So you have a Shakespeare monologue related to atheism or skepticism? Indeed I do. Bear witness. Oh, this is going to be good. This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the product of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence. And all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whoremaster man to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Wow, that really is spot on about what we cover here on the channel, about how, you know, people... So here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, this non-believer, ignores the teachings of his learned father and ends up getting 4 people killed. Bill, that's not... Okay. Carry on. Shakespeare was a heathenistic non-believer bound for the fiery pits of hell, just like yourselves. I don't think. And in order to throw the murderous church of the time off his heathen trail, he writes the skeptic as a sneaking, lying, adulterated father and brother, hating and betraying villain who ends up getting his comeuppance in the end. Bill, oh, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, Bible stuff, blah, blah, boring. You got to spice things up. Bill, tacos are spicy. Everybody loves tacos. Bill, tacos and boobies. Okay, you're not wrong there either. Tasty and delicious culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid the storm of familial discontent. Blow winds and clap your cheeks by clicking that subscribe button and hitting that. Wait a second. Don't you mean crack your cheeks? Nope. Bill, send safely, my friends. Take care.
Peace.
All right. So there you are. I finally managed to get Bill back in the studio. So it's been a long, you know, it's been like 6 years since I made that one. Y'all can hear me? Everybody can hear me? Okay, cool. Yeah, wait a second. There we go. Can I hear you?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay.
I can hear
Gotcha.
you.
Awesome. Bill is over. There we go. Thank you very much.
Well done,
So,
well done.
thank you. Yes, yes, it's been a while. I'm working on it. I got Bill, and you know, I actually was it awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you. I have Father Flanagan is going to start reporting in from in the field soon. So I've got lots of things going on. Yeah, he's getting called back to the Papal Palace. Yeah, it's yeah. So
It's a thing. We'll figure it out, right?
Yeah, you'll see it. Yeah,
We'll see.
He's in
We'll see.
trouble. You just got to know he's in trouble. I saw Raven Lunatic offer to be Wild Bill's saddle.
Oh, hey-oh.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Wild Bill. Yes.
I love Dolly in the background. That was just so cute.
Yeah.
It was just the perfect little addition.
He was wonderful. He was a great little puppy dog. And you know, for those of you who just got here, don't know what's going on, we'll watch it again near the end of the show. It's a new one, so we got to run it to death, of course. So thank you very much. So let me just real quick say hello to everybody. Kind of missed it. Good morning, Darante. Love the hat. I love the hat.
I do too. Howdy.
I know.
I'm only going to keep it on for a second. I put it on and I was like, oh crap, I got the headphones on. It's not going to work with the headphones. But when I saw Wild Bill, I was like, I think I have a hat somewhere. Let me go dig it out.
Yeah, it fit.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it's cool. I can see there's a logistics problem to the headphones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh man.
So let's see. Today is Tuesday. So tomorrow you've got your evening stream, right? Bible study with the next pastor. That's awesome. That's got like a Geordie /
Yeah, it just changed, didn't it? Now I'm like Cowboy Star Trek. Is that a thing here?
Yeah.
I love it.
If Clint Eastwood had a child with Geordie LaForge.
Yes. Oh man.
Wowsies.
Good morning, Ryan.
That's an
How are
image.
you doing today?
Going back to the East Coast now, folks.
There you go.
Oh man.
Brent says, Ryan, you changed your hair.
No,
Yes.
it's just straight. Normally it's
well, it
kind
was-
of like my natural like wave, but I'd like
Brendan's gonna make somebody a good husband if he's not already noticing the hair changes and
Right?
everything.
I mean,
you go,
true.
guy. You
That's
go.
right. So true.
hey, you
So
noticed
true.
that I did it different.
There you go. My hair just does what it wants to. It looks like I perpetually stuck my finger in a light socket, but it takes effort. Raven Lunatic says, Cowboy Star Trek, isn't that Firefly? In a way, yes, I guess it is. If you haven't seen Firefly.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Firefly.
That's a short little 14 episode watch and then a movie,
Yeah.
Muttley Von Erich is here. Did Geordie ever do any of the Westerns in the holodeck episode? Yeah. I think he did.
I just watched one of the Western episodes where the
Was Geordie in it?
holodeck. I'm trying to think now. I'm
Because
pretty
Warp is
sure
in
Geordie
there.
was. Yeah. Yes, he was, because I was like, because I couldn't remember how they explained, I blinked for a second how they explained he had a thing over his eyes. So yes, he was in that episode. That's the one where
Gotcha.
what's his name's head gets left behind, Data.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like is the was he the scientist in the 19th century? He was just a little hokey the way he talked. It was just it was a little extra.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But it still was good. I enjoyed it.
It's a good fun one.
Yeah, it was
Data's
very-
head was very old.
Yeah.
You know what I really enjoy about watching the older Star Trek Next Generations
What's that?
is how many actors showed up in it back then that I did not know. And
Yeah.
that when I go back and watch
Yeah.
it now, I'm
Oh my
like, oh, I
God.
know them. That
So
is like
many.
incredible.
Oh my God.
Yes.
True. Did y'all notice that Pragmatic Crystal was here this morning? Oh,
I
she's here
did.
this morning. Praggy is here. Good
PC, are
morning,
you with
Praggy.
me?
Carrie, secular felinist. I love it. That's fantastic.
name.
I like
Carrie
that.
Ann is here. All the cool kids. Henry Marr.
Carrie Ann.
I'm not recognizing the name, but good morning. We'll find out more about you.
I
in just
know
a second.
Henry.
Do you?
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
See Henry around.
He's on the watch list. Understand. That's fantastic. So for those of you who just showed up, ambushed apostate. Good to see you there this morning. We've got a new Wild Bill is out, and we'll see it again at the end of the show. Matter of fact, it'll actually drop on YouTube after the show is over. So, you can just go watch it anytime you want to, should you be so inclined to punish yourself with a bunch of Wild Bill Wiggle Stick. But we often have people in. Kalasia is here. Good morning, Kalasia. Wild Bill is here. We got a new Wild Bill. I knew you'd be excited. But we've had so many calls for Wild Bill. I've had people stop in the chat and demand Wild Bill, and I don't even know, didn't even recognize their name. I'm like, who are you, and how do you know Wild Bill? Did Bill insult you, or let's see, Stevens, good morning. Hello, I made it here. What did I miss? You missed Wild Bill. Wild Bill Wiggle Stick, episode 2, if you will, has been released today. Yes. Ooh. Good morning, Barry. How are you doing? Interesting name. I think that's Slavic.
How is he allowed to do that? How are you allowed to change your name like that all the time?
So the movie could happen. Yeah. I think he can. But that's okay. It makes it interesting. Good morning. Good morning. Stevens, how are you doing? Thank you for joining us. Raven Lunatic is back. Nice to have you this morning.
Raven.
Hope you're doing okay. And all the cool kids are going on. I know Wild Bill, but only in the biblical sense. That's from the Blue Jeans commercial, isn't it? I'm just, Wild Bill gets around. So I hope everybody's doing good. Let's see. There we go. I actually have a poll today to go along with our show theme. Of the name of the show has to do with the Holy Ghost. Scott Duke is here. Good morning, Scott. Thank you for joining us. And Vic Litt. Oh man, thank you, Vic. I thought name changes could only happen once every 2 weeks. Either I have zero sense of time or John Scott Haxes. I think you can change your displayed name anytime you want. It's your at.
Right.
That you can't change. I think you
right. Okay. Yeah, because I'm at a goddess, but I'm Ryan Cultastic. Right. Okay.
Ooh, yes.
I want to do mine to Attaboy. I think that'll work.
Oh, I like that.
That's a good idea. That's good. Awesome sauce. You better hurry, because I'll steal that shit right now. You know me, man. I ain't scared. I want to also, before we get too far along, I want to show that I've once again put together, the puppy cam.
Puppy cam.
So a wiggle butt zone cam. Let's see here if it's going to work.
Puppy.
And there is our wiggle butt zone, our puppy dogs. We've got all 5 of them here. Can you find Ollie? Where's Ollie?
Actually, I can't. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, isn't it?
Oh, wait, I think I see Ollie.
We get stepped on a lot.
Where the microphone is, right?
Right by the microphone,
yes,
right there. And there's Sadie lady.
Mm-hmm. Somebody's moving. Somebody's moving.
There's Bailey Bear. And then Sadie, and then Daisy Dukes. Daisy's monitoring the sound, and Sadie's taking a break. We've got the puppy cam on.
They look so comfortable.
They do.
They are. And you know what? If society collapses, they're going to be tasty and delicious.
Very tender, I imagine.
They've been fed vegetables and meat by a beautiful woman twice their whole lives. They are going to be succulent. I'll fix that. I think that's kind of cool. I'm still working on it. Getting my little studio up and going still. Rainbow Wrath is here, lurking, listening, watching, waiting. And now you stay warm. Is it going to be? I wonder what the day's going to be like. It's going to be a nice day here.
It's a little chilly in Alabama.
It's chilly here too as well. It's getting bright out though, but the wind is what gets you.
Yes.
Let me eyeball the situation. I'm allergic to the cold.
Me too.
I'm very Klingon when it comes to the cold.
Ooh.
I know. 31 with a high of 77, so you'll freeze or melt.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Frosty doesn't know what to do today.
Right. Chill the fuck out is what it is.
Yeah. Oh man. Yes.
Awesome sauce. Yes. So there is the protest every Tuesday downtown. Protest it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, once a month they do the 50501 thing. Very cool. Hands off, I believe we've seen that thing growing and growing and growing. But we also have other protests going on, and I'm going to try to get down to the other one today. I missed the last 50501. I have no plans to miss this one today, so I'm looking forward to it. But I just got a shit ton of stuff going on. We'll see how it goes. I'm eager and hopeful. Let's see. Yeah, Kalasia says, all right. Kalasia, good morning, Kalasia says, we had 500 folks show up up Saturday in our little town.
Yay.
Wow, that's great.
We had people in, Santa Fe, the state capital,
Yeah.
and we're all like, wow, Albuquerque's going to do it too this month. Okay. Albuquerque said Albuquerque did it too this month. It was actually bigger in Albuquerque than it was in Santa Fe.
Interesting.
But I live in a small little town outside of that. And even this small little town had their own protests for the hands-off protests. I'm very proud of the people around it, especially in this part. It's just, well done to all those people who could and do,
I was actually surprised that my little city does it as well. And they haven't done a good job of marketing it. But I just saw it yesterday. So one of my former college professors is a part of it. So I've reached out to her to see if she can give me some more information about, how often they're doing it and what they're doing outside of it to build momentum and how can I help with marketing and stuff. But that's, it's nice to see something taking place all over the nation and impacting even the small towns.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And to offer your skills, that's interesting. You're offering digital skills to an on-the-ground situation. And me and Brent A, we're talking about before the show. Yeah. We're going to start offering on the ground.
Yep.
Here in Albuquerque, we're doing our thing.
Above.
Try to make it happen. Yeah.
Yeah, because my thing is I want to, because I saw some video footage just last night of the people out there, and it just wasn't a lot. And I was curious as to, because I know, I'm on social media pretty much all day, and I didn't see anything about anything locally. And so I'm like, who are y'all telling? Are y'all just talking about this in your little private groups? And I'm like, you need to put this on your pages. This need to be going out public. You need to put this in people's faces so people who don't know about it can get involved. And so, and I don't want to force them to do extra work, because I'm pretty sure they're already doing a lot just to get it organized. Oh, right. And so I'm like, I'm already on social media. If you just plug me in when you got these things going on locally, I'll make sure that I put it on my page, because there's so many people locally, stalking my page because I'm the local atheist. So I can be that news reporter guy.
Perfect place for it. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's fantastic. Well, one of the things that I had done before was I had looked around here in Albuquerque to find some places for atheists that are already gathering. I don't want to reinvent the wheel if they're already gathering. Rather that, I've got a small kind of wheel of my own. I'd rather go hook it to their little wagon and go, hey guys, look at me. You built this, check me out. I'll check you out. I'll participate with you. Come watch my show. We'll be great together. It'll be fantastic. I couldn't find anything. I mean, I did a search. I researched on the internet, and I went to the Facebook groups and these things, and they were like 2019, 2010, one of them you can find, all that. Then I finally found one. I actually found it through an email Brent sent me. Ooh. Oh, it was Kyle. Kyle had recommended these other groups, and apparently she'd done a search too. And one of the ones that she hit on, also, it actually had a real group there. Yeah. And I was like, hell yeah. But also, I mean, she had a lot of the same ones on there that I had. But, like I say, when you open them up, there's nothing there. Freedom, FFRF, I think, cratered here. Anyway, so we found a place local here. Now, I'm still going to try to go down there and represent our group at these gatherings. But absolutely, I'm going to see about finding this on the ground secular humanist group that's here and joining them, and with possibly Brian. Why do I keep on calling Brian this morning? Brent. And do the thing. Yeah, they are all defunct. That's what. And also, I'm going to create a Facebook group for Albuquerque atheists and see if I can get some wrangling and going. It'll be New Mexico atheist, but Albuquerque. We'll see how that goes.
And
So,
I just
I
do
am.
want to shout out Brent just for staying resilient. He came in a few weeks ago and said he was looking for community. He's admitted a few times that organizing scares the hell out of him, but he stayed on it, this whole time. And that's when you know something is really important to you. And that's what we need. We need more people like that who are not going to take no for an answer, who are going to try to find a way to make a way, because that's the only way it's going to happen. And so hats off to you, Brent, man. Keep up the good work. That's where it starts at. We all
And he
gotta
put
get
up with
out here
my
and just
shit.
Figure it out, right?
Right.
He put up.
He did.
Oh yeah, he know we'll snap. Like we'll snap. He keeps coming back and we keep snapping. I'm like, you must be a good guy.
That's part of the deal. This is something a lot of people don't understand. I do often talk about my twin brother, but I was actually raised in a family of 7 back in the 70s. And we tended to yell at each other a lot. It wasn't. That's just how you communicate over the thing, And it rarely got violent, but that's just how you talk. Especially the sister. She was a bitch.
You only had one?
Yeah, only one. There was 6 brothers.
Oh God!
That's why she was so rough. She had to be.
She
rough.
had to be.
Oh yeah, she had to defend herself.
Where in the line was she?
She was 3rd.
Okay.
So there was two older brothers, her, then me and my twin brother, and then 2 younger brothers.
Oh man.
And a partridge and a pear tree. So yeah, that was goodness gracious. So that's good that people are getting out and meeting, and hopefully we'll get a gathering going here. And Brent's even a theater nerd. I too am a theater nerd.
Yes.
So
look, artsy
really,
people make the best communities. Honestly, that's Chris. I'm telling you, man. That's what's going to set you apart from almost anybody else, because everybody else is going to be taking the the polished angle. Everybody else is going to be trying to look like the pomp and the circumstance and look like we're really hoity-toity. It's the arts, man. It's the arts that speak to us. And that's why people follow you already, is because you find creative ways to make them think about things that they're already thinking about. And like, there's value in that.
I appreciate that. I try.
Yeah.
It's a goal. I got a thing and I use it. My sense of humor. That's all I've got.
That thing.
But part of it is 6 redheads and 1 blonde. Ha ha. No,
wow.
Yeah, if only. No. Well, if you want to think about it, the older 3, my sister and my older 2 brothers, they were from one father. Me and my twin brother were from another father. And then my 2 younger brothers were from another man. And I'll talk about how my mom used to, back whenever I was young, I went to church for a short period of time. I was baptized Episcopalian or some business like that. And that was when mom was out going from church to church looking for a man. Somewhere in there, she's got churches and bars. Somewhere in there, she found a man. And there's my little brothers. That's really how it happened.
I've seen that show.
Yeah. Chris Moore. Oh, Chris Moore's here. Chris Moore, I saw your emails. I didn't look too much into it. It looks like, it looks like interesting content very interesting content for somebody who's into that format of content. It's like he's got some really cool audio books or something. I'll check it back out. I was in a hurry. I thought, oh man, this is cool. And then I was like, I had to go. I did stuff this weekend. It was amazing. So I didn't forget you, man. I'm really shit at returning emails and even doing my own things. I'm really shit at it. Just ask these people. They'll tell you. How long they've been begging for more bill. Yeah, that's a lot of kids. Oh, wow. How many kids? I thought I was going to hell when I was younger because I was so bored during church.
I remember having that feeling. I remember God's going to hate me because this shit is boring. And yikes.
Yeah. I had a thought about you, Darante. I was like, one of the things, what keeps me from being a stand-up comedian? The fear of getting up on that stage and doing a routine.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've done theater. Part of the reason why I did my original theater was to get over my stage fright so I could do stand-up comedy. I bet now I could probably do it.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting there watching you years ago, and you're up there in front of this church, rocking this mic. Me and the wife are sitting there watching. She's going, is that Darante? I'm like, yeah, look at him. And he is up there just spitting fire and calling down thunder. And I thought, man, you could make a fantastic stand-up comedian.
Man.
Ryan, have you seen his preaching stuff? No? We can't.
I just saw a blip of one. I haven't watched the whole sermon or anything.
Oh man. Yeah.
Well, you know, honestly, black preaching is like, it's very similar to black comedy. You know, you go listen to a Dave Chappelle and then you go listen to a Jamal Harrison Bryant, and it could have been the exact same sermon with just a little less expletives. It's and it's very interesting because there's a West African culture called griot culture. That is a part of that, where you have people in the culture who are just responsible for retelling the stories of the people in engaging ways. And it's very funny because both preachers and comedians in the black community have done that. And so you look at people like Richard Pryor, you look at people like Eddie Murphy, and these people, they were more than just comedians. They were storytellers about their culture. They borrowed that from the church, and the church started borrowing that from them. And so that's how the newer urban church is so attractive, because those pastors are funny as hell. You know, like that's one of my mentors did a whole like one night special that he called Raw. And it was basically him doing a comedy special, but, you know, hoping people would get saved. And it was incredible. Artistic, had people acting, integrated secular music and stuff like that into it, and people loved it. And, you know, he said he was doing it for Jesus, but at the end of the day, he was doing it because he was a creative and he really wanted to do it. And he just had to throw the Jesus label on it for people to accept it.
Really? Well, you know, I just think that's an unexplored opportunity, unexplored avenue for you, my friend. Stand-up comedy, as an ex-pastor, stand-up comedy, man. Dude, there's a niche. I just want to say, man, you know, I just want to say, all the times I ever been mean to you, forget those things and just know I was nice to you. When you get super rich like Eddie Murphy, I won't die in a shitty old retirement home. I'll have a good retirement home. Anyway, no, that's awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much, Raven Lunatic, for he has gifted 10 memberships to the Daily Atheist Morning Show. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. You're awesome. And let's see, was there something else? John Hudson says, I was part of Toastmasters, then stroked and lost ability. I was a fine public speaker. Talk like an idiot now. So I talk like an idiot down there, you know, but yeah. So I've been thinking, go ahead.
John, one of my favorite comedians, I can't recall his name right now, but he's actually one of the greatest comedians out there. He writes for a lot of people now, and that happened to him. He was a comedian, and then he had a stroke, so now he can't speak as well. But he's so great. He was writing for people like Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart now. Wow. And so every time they do a big celebration for one of them, he comes out and does his jokes. And my wife and I watched it like 2 years ago. And I was blown away at how well he delivered that, you know, and I was like, and of course he leaned into the fact that he had this stroke and that people knew about it. And so part of it was him throwing the mic down and making somebody else go pick it up because half of his body doesn't work, type of thing. And it was, and I mean, and that's what I love about comedy, is that it's so raw, so irreverent, that you can take anything that is normally something that people try to, you know, say you can't do for, and you can turn that thing around in a way that brings real joy and tears of laughter to people. It's amazing to me.
It is. You know, that's why we're here, I guess. those of us, you know, I mean, it's just part of what we do. I'm also, yeah. Let me go here. Crystal said, merch.
I love that.
Not with that attitude. All right, so what I'm going to do real quick, guys, I'm going to do a quick commercial here. I'm not going to do Wild Bill again. I mean, I'm at, you know, here after Darante does his scripture with Darante at the top of the hour, I will run Wild Bill number 1.
Theocracy first.
The first one, yes. Theocracy Watch first. We're going to do Theocracy Watch now. But those of you who saw the thumbnail and you're like, where's my new Wild Bill? Okay, so this is just going to be a regular commercial, and then when we come back, we're going to do Theocracy Watch. Okay, we're just going to give you some goats right now. Goats are fun.
Have you sinned again? Oh, and it's bad this time. A chicken just won't do. But wait, you don't have a goat for your burnt offering. Oh no, the Lord's wrath is upon you.
Insignificant person whose name I don't know, you have sinned. Probably. I shall smite thee.
What do? You're all out of goats. She left you for another man.
Fear not, my wayward child. Introducing Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles.
No goat? No problem. Just light one of these bad boys and let the sweet, savory scent of burning goat flesh rise up to the heavens.
So, is that goat?
It's easy, it's fast, and deluxe models even have patented technology that produces a goat screaming sound as the wick burns.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented candles. Save a goat, burn a candle.
Father Flanagan's line of goat-scented flesh candles are part of our You Do You Jew interfaith outreach program.
When you sin and need to atone, light a candle and avoid the stone. When the Lord requires that pungent smell, light a candle or you're going to hell.
All right, and we are back now. That's all right. We got that's okay. It is time for. Oh, I want to hit this record button. That way, my computer don't have to work so hard. Man, I got to. Oh, I learned a new secret, Darante. I did. A new tip.
I like secrets.
You ever notice? Now, I ain't gonna go tech nerdist on it too much, but you ever notice when you upload your videos to the YouTube, it like compresses it, and no matter how good it looks on your thing, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it compresses. I figured out how to undo that. We'll talk about that later.
Yes.
You're tuned in to the Atheist Morning Show on the Dan Network. And this is Theocracy Watch.
Imagine an institution preaching morality, love, and compassion, yet are forced into a multi-million-dollar settlement due to decades of horrific abuse. Sound familiar? Welcome back to Theocracy Watch, your weekly check-in on the blurred lines between faith and power. Today, we spotlight Connecticut's Diocese of Norwich, now set to pay out a staggering $31 million settlement to survivors of clergy sexual abuse. After years of lawsuits, years of lawsuits, the diocese found itself pushed into Chapter 11 bankruptcy, underscoring just how dire the situation had become. At the heart of the lawsuits are painful revelations centered on Mount St. John School in Deep River, exposing a tragic reality of predators hidden behind religious titles enabled by institutional complicity. What's striking is how the diocese assembled this payout, tapping into multiple sources, including its insurance provider and individual parishes. It makes you wonder where your donations actually go, whether transparency is ever truly prioritized by these religious institutions. And yeah, part of that $31 million is coming from insurance. If you didn't realize, a lot of these churches have insurance because they're so familiar with these abuse claims. They have policies in place for it.
Insurance against churches, against, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I could even do a
Makes
Theocracy
sense.
Watch on that at some point to
That
go a
makes
little
sense.
deeper for you. Hmm.
Okay.
It makes you wonder, like, does your grandma know where her tithes are going? Does the single mom, speaking personally as a single mom, did I realize that the money that I was giving to the Jehovah's Witness organization was going towards payouts for CSA? No, I didn't. We're protecting men in white collars. Don't know why. At what point do we stop calling these behaviors scandals and start calling it church policy? Although financial settlements can't erase the inflicted trauma, they offer survivors a form of recognition and validation that's long overdue. With the court hearing pending, we'll soon find out if accountability sticks or just remains another footnote in an endless saga of institutional abuses. Finally, these institutions didn't do the right thing out of conscience. They were forced into the light by the strength of survivors. Don't forget that. The church didn't seek redemption. They ran out of ways to avoid the reckoning. Until next time, stay curious. That's been Theocracy Watch.
Wow.
Thank you, Ryan. Wow.
Thank you, Ryan. What a
I just want to say, I think any church that has any type of insurance policy should be investigated for fraud and shut down immediately. If your God can't protect you from these claims, why do you get to preach this stuff and have tax exemption? I don't understand.
Me either. I'm going to add that. Absolutely
illegal for a place that claims to be a holy place to have SA insurance. That is ridiculous.
That's crazy. I was caught off guard. Ryan, you said you're going to do us a whole video. I mean, that somebody actually asked for it, or did a salesman walk into a church and go, "Guess what? We have a new product for you." Is that product is it like for churches and daycares? Oh, we lost your sound.
Was that salesman Father Flanagan?
Oh no. That's what we've got the inflatable ones for. Brente. That's right. Is Jesse Bear here? Which Jesse is here? Jesse Bear is here? Troublemaker extraordinaire? It is Jesse Bear. Good morning, Jesse. I hope you're doing great. I'm going to try to get out to our local event there in Albuquerque today and hang out with a friend and cause trouble. No trouble causing officially.
Good trouble.
Mask on. Good trouble. That's it. Good trouble.
Good trouble. There's good trouble. Okay.
Jesse Bear is demanding Ollie, and you know what? I have some Ollie for you. Check this out. There's Ollie right there.
Hi, Ollie.
We have got the new Wiggle Butt Zone camera up. It's just for now. I'm working on it. I'm getting the system up and going. I'm gonna get rid of the blue wall here and put the pits of hell behind them, and maybe even have a little thing that says the Hellhounds. I mean, why be so boring? But let's go here for my puppy dogs. Awesome sauce. Jesse Bear, I'm sorry I'm late. I had a meeting this morning. Meetings suck. Jesse, I don't know if you know this or not, but Wild Bill stopped by this weekend.
He did.
And we got a new recording, a new Wild Bill up, and we will see it about an hour from now, a little less than an hour from now. We'll show it. We don't want to soak everybody in Wild Bill. Raven might like that. But you know how Raven is. Raven ain't right. Cootie butts.
I like.
That's my little wiggle butts. That's right there. This little dog, I have to say, is such a cute thing. Jesse, if you have to leave early or something, let me know, and I'll give you a new Wild Bill, okay?
Yeah.
But don't be all tricking me or nothing. Yeah, we know how you are. Soak me in Wild Bill, says Paul Pocky. Oh, that's funny. You guys kill me. So, thank you for the Theocracy watch. I mean, once again, though, back on point, man, on point. It's sad that there's such a distinct history of this, that there's just a.
That's why I said it's not a scandal; it's a policy at this point.
Yeah,
it's just part of the process. It's part of the grooming process.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna have a car accident. You gotta have car insurance.
So you're gonna have a preacher or somebody in the church.
And I mean, and if God isn't protecting you, aren't we interfering with God? Like if we're like, there's not supposed to be insurance for God's judgment. That's not supposed to be for that.
Right.
Keep your wiggly.
When firemen show up to a burning church, they should ask, wait a minute, why is God letting this church burn? Am I going against the will of God by putting out the fires? It's.
There you go.
Part of the plan.
Carrie Ann says, Wild Bill is my wild's full name.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, there you go.
I'll take it.
And then, of course, this time he had his trusty sidekick with him, Willie the Kid. I don't know if any of y'all saw Willie the Kid. Some people may have noticed Willie the Kid. I don't know if you did or not.
I did.
It was a lot of fun. I actually, I had released it last night, or I didn't release it. I finished it last night. I scheduled it up on the Tube of Views to be dropped right after the show today. And I was like, there's this part I don't really like, and I'd like to fix this, and I'd like to fix that. And I went back this morning. I got up at 1:30 this morning. I was up editing just because, it's kind of nerd I am. It's fun. I was compelled by Satan. Left-handed Jedi, you have anti-smiting insurance. Good point.
That's what it should be called.
I think, have you seen the the meme that talks about how the war between God and science was lost by God whenever they started putting lightning rods on chapels, on churches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a pretty good sign.
That'll do it, right? The lightning is coming to you. And wasn't that Voltaire? Voltaire who referenced that he lost his faith in God when there was a big earthquake, and everybody went into the church to pray, and then the church crumbled and everybody died.
Oh.
And he was just like, "Oh, okay, so
Wow.
none of this can be true."
But that's the thing that's been happening across, since humans have been able to like think freely. They've had these moments of like, you know what? Like I feel like they don't give them credit that they had a brain to themselves as well.
It's like they're saying, "Why hast thou forsaken me?"
Yep.
Yeah,
I think I've heard that before, Chris.
It's kind of built in, isn't it?
It is. It is. Don't be surprised. I mean, it happened to him. It'll happen to you.
Man.
That's one of my biggest arguments. Whenever like Jesus was sacrificed, I was like, really? Is that what a sacrifice says, though? I mean,
Right. Oh man.
Just saying. Just a thought.
Jesus is a weird guy altogether.
He is a weird guy.
That's my deal. I've really spent most of my little time in the Revenge of Nikola Tesla. Did you see? I don't want to show my. I do. Will really? I'll show it here in just a second. Because I got rid of my Tesla recently, but we got a cool. I actually like my car, my newer one better. It's prettier and all that business. But I want to avoid the Tesla talk for the now. And just carry on with the Bible talk. The Bible says bad things happen for many reasons and for no reasons, such as such a worthless book. So true.
Yeah.
Isn't it in Job where they talk about how, God has his reasons even if you don't know what they are.
That's the conversation. Yep.
Yeah. And then I think his wife is like, trying to talk him out of it, turn away from your God, blah, 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 because she's a bad guy in the Bible. It's been a while. Jesus is a king vampire. Oh, that's good. That's kind of in your book, isn't it, Darante?
It is. He's in my book, vampires are 50,000 years old. They come from a different species, but Jesus is someone who does end up getting turned into a vampire and becomes a very famous one. Very famous one.
Yeah.
And Paul and Peter become vampires as well. Actually, it's Paul and Mark that become vampires in mine.
Really?
Peter is a composite character in mine. I'm doing a lot of fun stuff with it. Cool. I cannot wait to get free so I can actually write all this stuff out and start storyboarding it. Because if I'm either going to turn it into a graphic novel so people can see it, or if I get rich enough, I'm just going to turn it into a movie or an HBO series.
Awesome.
Yes.
That's exactly what happened with me. I wrote my War in Heaven stuff. I was like, I can't do anything. I can't tell people how cool this is. And then I was like, maybe I could get a storyboard. I was going to pay one of those doodly things to doodle out the story for me. I just never got to it. And then I reached out to a friend who was going to doodle it for me. And it was going to be so expensive. I don't, but now there's the AI art, and I could probably actually get it done now to storyboard it out and figure out something. But I kind of skipped the AI art part because we didn't have it a couple of years ago. That's why I started literally filming it myself. With the War in Heaven stuff.
That's right. You did. Yes.
Yeah. So, and I've still got some friends and all that other stuff. I've got some cool new, we've talked about the Atheist Deathbed Bible.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That is awesome.
Yeah, Father Flanagan's going to start selling one of those, and I'm considering reaching out to one or two of local people here, other actors, to help me do stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I could do it with AI, but I thought about doing it with real people for fun. Yeah.
Dang it. Now I got a story. I don't know why, but I have a story idea of atheists being around after like the rapture. Atheists wake up, all the Christians are gone, and atheists have to solve the mystery. And at the end of the day, maybe after like 5 seasons, the atheists finally discovered that all the Christians just drank the Kool-Aid and died. That's what happened. That's where they went.
That was
that was the rapture.
There you go. That's cool. Brent says, Stop MFL would love to have you join. They need teachers and and parents. I'm not sure. Oh, Jesse Bear said that. Sorry, the thing moved very quickly. Oh, two print. I remember in Job, God's like, quit complaining, Job. I make lightning. Can you make lightning? No.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
you can't.
That's a real thing.
Good morning, Russell. Yes.
Like, what does that got to do with you taking my kids, bruh?
And leaving this bitch.
Right?
Why'd you leave?
You took the kids, left the wife. What?
Right.
Now let me stop.
Have more kids, and that's her figure even more ruined. I mean, I'm just screwed. I don't know if it's a blessing or not.
Oh man,
No teeth
God's
powder.
like a genie that way. Like he blesses, but he curses at the same
I'm
time.
just trying to understand how he had those kids all over again at that age.
At that age,
Was it with
yes.
a couple? What, like, did he have like 10 wives? Like, how did this?
Right.
Did his one wife have
His
one
wife
baby?
was cheating on him after she got after God started killing the babies and he wasn't gonna stand up against God. He was like, man, she was like, forget that. I'm gonna find me a real man. And that's how she got all them other babies. And he's so stupid, he just figured,
He didn't
God
even
bless
know.
me with new children.
She hooked up with one of the
That's funny.
surviving herdsmen.
And then, yeah,
That's too.
There you go.
probably the friends he was having at the house talking with all day.
I got to tell you, though, if this is the Bible, if we're talking about the same Bible I'm familiar with, it was almost certainly one of her own children or a brother or a father, who's somebody in the family.
Oh, the Bible is
know.
definitely a keep it in the family kind of book.
Yeah, that's kind of what the Bible is.
Job is a cool story though. Like, I think it's a stupid story, but it's
Yes.
interesting, like the perspective that it gives, like of that time. So for that,
Yes.
I do find it enjoyable. You know, like
Oh,
what's
man.
good, what's evil. You know,
It's fascinating. It's when we can look at it as ancient literature. You know, it's fascinating. It's even
Right.
beautiful. I
Yeah.
did a short like 2 years ago about that idea that, you know, if Yahweh was in the same category of Zeus, we'd have no problems in this world.
True.
Like Zeus was a horrible, horrible, horrible god. But nobody is out here, by far and large, serving Zeus and trying to get people to do Zeus things and any of that. So
Right.
we can enjoy those stories, and you know, I wish we could do that with these stories, with these ancient Israelite stories, these ancient Canaanite stories, because they do tell some wonderful things, and they are part of the patchwork of human history.
Yeah.
And I'd love to be able to reincorporate that back into reality. That would be nice.
but that would be a better way to serve it.
Yes,
Like
it
you
would
said,
be.
we all can admit that Zeus was a D-bag. He would just
Yes.
rape anybody he wanted to. He just saw a woman. He was like David. He just saw a woman. He was like, yoink,
Yes.
having sex with you, yoink.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
yeah. So thankfully, modern society really doesn't go by what the Greeks say. Unfortunately, a lot of modern society goes by what the ancient Middle Eastern people in the desert thought. And unfortunately, and me and the wife are going along, and I've got a series I'm going to work on, develop. It's called the Zealot Wars.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
it essentially covers all of religion. They're all zealots, right?
Yes.
So to start with, you know, the question is, do I include all zealots or just the zealots of Abraham? I mean, that alone would be enough.
There's
Yeah.
like, dang, like, oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
I
There
usually
are
stick
other-
with the zealots of Abraham, but you know,
I mean, because there's
Yeah.
more than enough at that buffet.
there really is.
That's
I mean,
true.
just
Well,
thousands of steps.
It's like, I mean, because
Stay alone.
I did my video on the cults yesterday on is my church a cult type of thing. And one of the things that I was, when I was doing my research preparing for that one, is realizing how many cults that actually ended in death were based on Abrahamic theology. So Jim Jones is an Abrahamic cult.
Yeah.
The Branch Davidians would have been an Abrahamic cult. Even Heaven's Gate incorporated Abrahamic mythology into their cult. And it's just like, yikes. Everything connected. There's so many zealots. Pick Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, Pentecostal, snake handlers. Where do you want to start?
That's good. That's true. That's true. Well, you know, one of the things I was working on was, again, as part of I was working on the marketing, as you will, for Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed Bibles. And I was like, should it be for atheists or for atheists, heathens, and heretics? And I was like, well, what's the difference? I know what an atheist is. What's the difference between a heathen and a heretic? Well, a heretic is somebody that believes in the same God as you differently. That's all it takes. There used to be a time when that was the whole word heresy, and it got people unalive. Oh, you believed in the same God, you just did it differently. And then a heathen is somebody who doesn't necessarily not believe in God. They don't believe in your God. They believe in a pagan God like Zeus or witchcraft or, and I was like, okay, yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got Father Flanagan's line of atheist deathbed conversion Bibles, but we could also have heathen, comes in variety packs if you're a busy man. Oh, no. That's the heretic one. Give me the heathen deathbed Bible. Anyway, coming to a Walmart near you. Poseidon wasn't any better. Good morning, right-handed Sith. Thank you for joining us. I hope you're doing great. Staying warm and cool. Carrie Ann, Spice's variety of, he said Poseidon wasn't any better, and Athena can bite me. She's punished Medusa because Poseidon essayed her in Athena's temple.
And for my years that I was like super duper black power, black proud, I was convinced that Medusa was a black woman and they punished her because she was black. And I said, you see how they did? Because the snakes was the dreads, man. I'm telling you. The snakes was the dreads. That's what it was.
I think I have heard people say that she was. I've never looked into it or anything to.
That's just kind of going back to what we were just talking about. That's what frustrates me about the way we do mythology, especially with the Canaanitic stuff, is that is a part of the idea of mythology, is to tell these very complicated stories about how different people groups interacted. And then you mythologize those stories so that you can pass them down in a way. And so there are some hidden nuggets, I don't want to say of truth, but some hidden nuggets of reality about how people saw each other, what they thought about each other, is how we villainize people, how we deify people. That's what these stories are. And if we can ever get them back in that field, I think there is a treasure trove of knowledge wrapped up in all of human mythology.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of my sci-fi story is kind of wrapped up. It takes mythology and wraps it into the story. It's so much fun. For those of you, I'll just go do super brief. My angels and demons actually evolved on Earth as Troodons and left Earth millions of years ago, evolved somewhere else. And then somewhere along the way, Neanderthals are still around, and the ice giants were actually Neanderthals that were bred over here at this certain place for cold weather work and brought back here to Earth. And the Thor and those people were actually good Neanderthals. I mean, it's crazy shit going on in my world, It's so much fun. Left-handed Jedi for $5 says, does Father Flanagan have gnomes the Willy Wonka, the way Willy Wonka had Oompa Loompas?
Oompa Loompas. Ooh.
Well, no. Actually, that's not a bad idea, though. But what would Father Flanagan's gnome be? That would be an altar boy, and that's just,
I was thinking that. That's where my mind went.
Sick. Left-handed Jedi, you're sick.
The little lost boys, like Peter Pan's lost boys or something.
There you go. Thank you, Left-handed Jedi, for the $5 super chat. Raven Lunatic. Medusa was supposed to be one of the most beautiful women in the world, so she must have been a beautiful, black, strong Nubian queen.
Ew.
Right on, my brother. Right on.
And you got to know that it's not unheard of.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been unheard of for someone of her region to be in Greece. It's and of course it would also not be unheard of for her to be mistreated.
That is absolutely true. Very true. Well, I mean that whole area. I mean, when you're the relationship between what is that, East Asia or West Asia and the Greece area and Egypt and Ethiopia and Arabia, they're like, of course, this is like the cradle of civilization. So you have so many different groups interacting with each other. I think you go back maybe just 1200 years ago, the Arabian Peninsula looked nothing like what it looks like today. That was such an amazing place of different cultures. You couldn't separate it from Ethiopia, nor could you separate it from India. And so it was just like, I'm fascinated about history because that's the stuff that I didn't get to learn while going through school. And it wasn't until I deconverted that I said, let me go get interested in this stuff for myself. And I'm like, damn, this isn't boring. This is fascinating.
Yeah,
This is how we unravel. This is our life. Like, dang.
I feel shifted out of that myself.
Right? Yes.
I do.
Yeah. And how old were you, Ryan, when you finally got out? I forget. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Just like 4 or 5 years ago, it was right around COVID.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
That's impressive. You know, that's
Still a
impressive.
newbie.
Way to get out though. Third, that's way to go. Way to go.
It was my kids. My kids really showed me the way.
Wow.
Yes. That's fantastic. You've done videos on that. I mean, and you're part of the JW. Is just JW, or is that the Apostate Sisters?
Actually, we do have a apostate like coalition Discord. I don't know if that's what you're referring to.
I think that may be. Inbred Judge is here. Thank you for joining us this morning. And Chick Magnate, Left-Handed Jedi says Cleopatra was one of the most educated women of her time. Reading from the Library of Alexandria and the best tutors money could buy. Absolutely.
I wish I could. If I could go back in time, I probably would want to walk through the Library of Alexandria. Yeah. I mean, there's other ones that are just like, there's one in India that's just as great.
But it's all of them. Like any library that burns down, especially one like that, it's a gut check. Especially like when you think about it as a kid and like, oh, they burned down that Library of Alexandria. It's like, so what? But once you finally become an adult and especially one that's kind of informed, it breaks your heart that much knowledge could be lost at one single point of time. And those people probably had no clue what they were robbing the future of humanity of. True.
Very true. One of the things that I would like to see, given the opportunity to peek back in history, is I'd like to know who the Sea Peoples were.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The Sea People, the Hyksos.
Yeah. There was this mystery around. They started the fall of the
Bronze Age collapse.
Bronze Age collapse. Yeah. Yep. I'd really like to know a lot more about them. That would be
I was convinced for a period that they were the Israelites. I was convinced. I'm not as convinced anymore, but I'm not convinced. I'm just not as convinced.
Well,
Hypatia, yes. Sorry.
Hypatia. Oh yeah. No, the only thing I could think about as far as the reason why it wouldn't be the Israelites, it's just because how really bad they were fighting. Read their own books. Even in their own books, they get their asses kicked all the time. Yeah. I just don't. I don't know though. I don't know. It's an interesting thought. I remember once thinking that there was this lost tribe of Israelites that had gone down into Africa and. I don't know. There's a lost tribe mythology.
Isn't that where the Black Hebrews get their?
You got the Hebrew Israelites, but then you also have the Beta Israel in Ethiopia, and they're not the Hebrew Israelites. Hate to say it, they're cuckoo. That's just all bullshit. That's the best way I can say that. They're literally making up fantasy.
Sorry.
The Beta Israel group, and the sad thing is the Hebrew Israelite don't even know about them. And I'm like, you're not even trying to get close to accurate. But those people in Ethiopia, they have been tested genetically. They are descendants of those people, but it's so weird. But there's a large Jewish community of Black folk. And of course, Ethiopia has the connection to ancient Israel mythology between David and David, not just Solomon and the Queen of Sheba, but also David and Bathsheba. And of course, Bathsheba is Solomon's mother, and Bathsheba's name means daughter of Sheba. So she's also from that Sheba area. But that Sheba area is defined at that time as not just Ethiopia, but it's Ethiopia and Arabia. So scholars for years were convinced that she could only have been an Arabian. So they only looked on the Arabian side. It wasn't until shortly after colonialism tried to stretch into Ethiopia that they began to unravel other books and begin to find out that the Ethiopian church had older Christian manuscripts and original Hebrew manuscripts as well, and realized like, oh, there's a whole lineage here. And so they, in the Kibra Nagast, they have their own story of David and Solomon and what happened when the Queen of Sheba came, and apparently they had a son together. You know, I don't believe any of it, but of course, you know, that's how they, that's who the emperor of Ethiopia was for the longest time, up until the 20th century. The emperor was alleged to be a direct descendant of Solomon.
Interesting.
Unless I'm mistaken, I believe one of those churches believes they have, is it the Ark of the Covenant?
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
One of those Ethiopian churches is alleged to have the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh yeah.
And some other, was it some other Christian? I mean, they got radiation poisoning. It was aliens. They don't shave their head; it shit falls out from. All right, Math Pig is here. Good to have you sneaking by, Math Pig. Thank you for joining us this morning. I think what we're going to do is we're going to run a little. What I'm going to do now, for those of you who are unaware, we do have a new Wild Bill Wiggle Stick commercial coming for you in about half an hour.
Yay!
Okay, but for those of you who are unfamiliar with Wild Bill, right now at the top of the hour, we're going to run the regular Wild Bill number 1. Get your boobies on. And when we come back, we will do scripture with Darante. So we'll be back in just a second, okay? Let's go, Wild Bill. Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. What the? I am Wild Bill Wigglestick, and I'll be your handsome host, your gilded guide, your cowboy concierge of Shakespeare. Dude, really? Today on Shakespeare with a Redneck, I'm going to perform the prologue from Romeo and Juliet. Damn it, Bill. Two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. From ancient grudge break to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean. From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows doth with their death bury their parents' strife. The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage, which but their children's end not could remove, is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage, the which if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toil shall strive to mend. Hey, that wasn't half bad. I'm not as dumb as I look. Of course not. You'd be in a coma. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, 2 snot-nosed brats ignore the warnings of their learned parents and end up getting 4 people killed. Bill, come on, man, you're always blah, blah, atheist stuff, blah, blah, boring. Say something fun, for goodness sake. What? Particle is a fun word. Bill, particle, particle, particle. Bill, or talk about horses and dogs. People love horses and dogs. Or boobies. Everybody loves boobies. Bill, oh, can I say boobies on YouTube? If you close your eyes, it doesn't count. Talk about boobies then. Okay, everybody loves those cute little blue-footed bastards. It hurts right here. Culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid bringing a plague on both your houses. A plague on both your houses! By hitting that subscribe button, then that little notification bell. And bang that thumbs up button like frisky cousins at a family reunion. Thank you and take care. Peace.
Okay.
And
People
we're back.
forget.
Nope.
Oh, well, we're back. People forget that Canaan was a vassal state of Egypt. And so, like, even if the Exodus period, if the Exodus happened, which of course we know it didn't, but if the Exodus happened, according to that story, they would have been leaving Egypt to go to Egypt because Canaan was a vassal state of Egypt at that time.
Absolutely. Doesn't make sense.
So let's just see there. So everybody, in case you're not sure, we've done the Wild Bill Wiggle Stick. We've got a new Wild Bill Wiggle Stick coming soon here in just a little while, probably about 30 minutes. Okay, because we want to save the juice for later. The early birds who showed up early, they got to see the new Wild Bill Wiggle Stick. But otherwise, you got to wait just a little bit. Right now, though, we've got the fascinating and wonderful scripture with Darante. Woohoo! Here we go.
All right, folk, welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at Deuteronomy chapter 22, starting in verse 23, rolling over to verse 24. It says, if a man happens to meet in a town a virgin pledged to be married, and he sleeps with her, you shall take both of them to the gate of the town and stone them to death. The young woman, because she was in a town and did not scream for help. I guess if she was in a city and did not scream for help, it would be okay, but we'll move on. And the man, because he violated another man's wife. You must purge the evil from among you. All right, let's unpack this, folks. If a man sexually assaults a woman in the city and no one hears her scream, the Bible says she must be stoned to death. Not because there's proof she consented, not because she admitted anything, but because she didn't scream loud enough. That's the standard. Not truth, not trauma, just volume. So if she was scared silent, if she froze in fear, if she feared retaliation, doesn't matter. According to this law, silence is guilt. And then they stone her to death alongside the man who assaulted her. Because in this system, a woman's safety is secondary to a man's honor. This wasn't justice. This was control. This was punishment wrapped in the language of piety. And the most dangerous part, some Christians will still try to draw their morality from this book. They'll say God's laws were perfect. They'll say the Bible upholds righteousness. But if righteousness looks like killing a woman for being assaulted too quietly, I want nothing to do with that righteousness. So here's the takeaway. If your holy book calls for the execution of a victim just because she didn't scream loud enough, maybe the only thing that should be stoned is the system that ever called this justice. And me for having to read this bullshit. All right, that's it for Scripture of the Day.
Well, you know, that has been, I remember that scripture being one of the ones that helped me leave the faith. Helped me begin questioning God. You know, I mean, whenever I started looking back into things, there's a lot of scriptures in there.
Yeah.
But that one was particular.
Yeah, God's not so nice to women, man.
My question is this. How do you prove that she screamed? If she says she screamed and he says she didn't,
yeah,
who's going to be believed, regardless of the truth?
Right.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's
Well, the catch
terrifying.
was that someone else had to hear her, even if she did scream. So if he caught her down by the well where no one would hear her,
right?
Tough luck for her. You know, yeah.
That's horrible. And we saw how that mentality still carries over still to this day, that even when women are assaulted, it's your fault.
Yeah, what
you
were you
did
wearing?
something. Yep. What were you wearing? You did something to attract this. You didn't try to get away from this. Maybe you really liked it. Well, we saw, you know, and I think we talked about that a little bit yesterday, you know, so, oh, your body responded with an orgasm. You must have liked it. Right. I think there was who was it? Dang it. It was a famous singer, Great Balls of Fire. There was a movie about him. And I remember, he married his like cousin who was younger than him.
13-year-old cousin, yeah.
And there's a scene in the movie where they're consummating the marriage and he gets upset with her and storms out of the room because she seems like she's experienced. And it's just like, just that same type of mentality. I guess that's why he wanted a younger one. Like, and that's
Jerry
just like
Lee?
a yikes. Yeah, Jerry Lee Lewis. That was it.
Right. Wow.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Goodness gracious. That's
disgusting.
Oh, man. I like that, Motley.
No, I think.
What's that, Ryan?
I think there's a few cases of that incest stuff in Hollywood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Muttley. If a tree falls in the forest, does a bear shit it? Yeah. Well, you know, you're right. The Bible really does. It does not think fondly of women at all. Women are like a coin to be exchanged for something, but only up to a point. It's like before a certain age, they're worthless, useless. Before a certain age, then from this like certain age, which is, you know, what, 7, 8, 9 to, you know, maybe 12 or 15 or whenever, they're worth something. And then once, I mean, like, you've heard about how whenever you give your daughter away to a man and if she doesn't please him in the right way and he gives her back, she is to be redeemed. Does that ring a bell?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a scripture out there that says if you give your daughter to a man and she doesn't please that man, and he gives her back, she is to be redeemed. Now, there's a little question as to whether, I don't remember the scripture at all, like off the top of my head, but was she to be redeemed? Is that being redeemed to the Father?
Ooh.
Or whenever the Father gets her back, redeems her unto the Lord.
Yeah.
Because she can't be sold. She can't be sold as a virgin anymore.
Nope.
You know, so she's essentially just dead wet slave.
That's not a stretch. That's not a stretch, because that's the language that God used when he asked the Israelites to sacrifice their firstborn, to redeem your firstborn. And it's like, ooh, yikes.
Yeah. You know,
the
part
foundations of a city was set up. I can't remember which city. Do you know which one? But one of the cities was set up by killing 2 sons on different points of the wall or something.
Oh, yes.
As commanded by Yahweh.
He's such a great
I'm
leader.
telling you, friend, Cheska Stavrakopoulos will blow your freaking mind. She's like the best.
I'll have to check her. I mean, you've talked about her and talked about her.
Because I love her so much.
She's got some, yes, and a cool name at that. I like a coupon, Russ L says. Yes, like a coupon. I'm sure that's where they get the idea of a coupon from, I would guess. Katie Dotson, it was the biblical attitude towards women that I recognized by the time I was 10 years old. I still thought God was real, but not worth following.
Yeah.
You know,
Katie.
So true.
That was a major part of my deconversion is just getting to the place where I admitted to myself, well, Darante, even if you thought there was a chance that this God was real, do you think it would make you a good person to follow this type of God?
Yeah.
And I was like, nope, I don't want it. That was it.
I was in that gray area too, where I was like, I don't really think God exists. And I was like, even if he did exist, you know what? I would be comfortable telling him you're a POS.
Yes.
I would. If that meant my death, I'd be fine with that, because at least I was able to face the guy who's basically treated me like crap my entire life. So
I'd be building my Iron Man suit right now so I can assemble the Avengers and take them. You know what I'm saying?
For real. Let's go fight the dude. I'm ready to go.
That's all right. That's great. Jesse Bear says Elon Musk's dad, Elon Muscolini's dad, married his former stepdaughter. He raised her from the age of 4.
Groomed her.
Nazis do gross things. That's true.
That should be a t-shirt.
They like to keep stuff in the bloodline.
Yep.
Yeah. There's a yuck factor for sure.
There's a yuck factor.
Fertility gods have the best statues. Don't they though?
Yes, don't they? Man, many a wet
saw
dream.
a statue at the Capitol, and I'm pretty sure I saw what I think I saw, and it was balls with an erect thing. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw.
At the Capitol?
Yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, there was a bunch of bodies, doing things, holding stuff up or whatever at the Capitol.
I know.
And I looked up, and I'm pretty sure that was a sack with a...
Phallic imagery is very popular.
I just was wow.
Yeah. Well, every time I see an obelisk, that's where my mind goes. I'm like, yep, that's a shaft. That's a shaft.
Every time I see my shaft, I think of an obelisk. So yes, circumcised.
Yeah, I think it was circumcised now that I think of it. You can see it's the helmet.
The worshiper of her life says God's words are real. He's definitely real.
Oh, okay. Sure, buddy.
Yeah. That's right. Which God were you referring to? Could you be more specific?
Right.
Because we have an apatheist. Is that right? Darante, you're an apatheist, right? You don't give a shit.
I'm an apathist. That's right.
Apathist. That's it. Good word. Good word. Apathist. We have an apathist here who would love to not give a shit about God.
I mean, because that's what you realize. For those of us who actually did our best to live the faith, to include God in every aspect of our lives, to honor God, And then you do that because you believe that God has some type of control, you know. But then you do the experiment of leaving out God. You do the experiment of living for a few years without the praying, without the fasting, without the Hadiyadabo Sanda, without any of that. You do the few years without any of the praying, without any of the worshiping, and you realize nothing changed. So then you realize, oh, God is a useless variable. Whether I serve this God or not, my life will continue as is. And as far as anything on the afterlife, can't nobody sell me a ticket to a place they've never been to themselves. Right. You are a con artist at that moment.
That is the truth. And we see so many of them and so brazen with it. It's just, it's crazy. Somebody made a comment towards Darante, I thought. Ooh. Oh, it was towards Right-Handed Sis says at Chris and Rion and Darante, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar.
No, it is always a dick. It is always a dick.
That's right. Sometimes a cigar is a dick. You know? Were you at the pool in your dream smoking a tiny, tiny little cigar and you were worried that everybody was watching you smoke? They're afraid it's a cigarette and they're going to think I'm smoking it like a girl. That's what's going through your mind, right? Or were you having a big, huge Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of cigar, which I'm just curious.
Do you know one of my pastor mentors would not drink from a straw? Because he said men don't drink from straws because it looks like you got your lips around a dick.
That's the territory where men don't clean their butthole because they're afraid it makes them gay. See,
yes,
that's a slippery slope.
That's what I love that. I love that.
Well, damn, you're using the wrong kind of brush. I used to have a boss who wouldn't eat any liquid that was white. I'll let you guys deduce that on your own, like ranch dressing.
Wow, no,
none of that business. Nope, wouldn't have it. Yeah.
Oh, bro, you eating some dry ass sandwiches at that point, man. You know,
thinking, like, what happened to you?
Right?
What happened?
Who hurt you?
Something happened. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some trauma behind that.
Couldn't have one.
A Sherlock Holmes style pipe. True. No one wants a man with
pudding. I'm just saying.
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
But it makes a great face cream. Russell says, I'm not gay.
Scratch his butt.
But $20 is $20. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I finish that on my own?
Infidel says, is there a reason the pastor thought penises were the size of a straw? I guess that tells us about his target audience.
Right. Ow.
A hot dog.
I was thinking hot dog. Did he not eat hot dogs? I'm betting he didn't eat hot dogs. Not a hot dog man. Or if he did it slowly while looking you in the eyes. You know how those anti-gay priests can be, preachers can be. That's right. Absolutely.
He would hate a hot dog eating contest. This is like a nightmare.
Yeah. See, like I've always been secure in just who I am as a person. So like when I eat a lollipop, like if you have some issues, you're gonna feel really cringe around me because I'm gonna suck the hell out of that motherfucker. I want all of the flavor. I'm having fun. If it had balls, I'd be
True.
Oh man.
I mean, it's so we open up here. Yeah.
Oh man.
I think you broke Ryan. Oh my goodness.
Oh
man.
My wife found the notes that I was making on the show about selling foreskin flavored bubblegum, and she was like, "What the?" Father Flanagan's, dear. It's just Father Flanagan. You guys are hilarious, man. Killing me. Bolly pops.
How do you source the foreskin for the bubble gum? Like, how do you get the raw materials to make the bubble gum?
They gotta be doing something with it.
Yeah.
You go to the hospitals.
That's right. Throwing them away every day.
Oh man.
Well, we have just a fine group of young men who wait out back of a hospital.
Maybe there's stem cells in there, and that's why they do it. Maybe that's why it's so popular.
Oh man,
Miss Non Sequitur says I'd pay to watch Darante eat a lollipop.
oh man. I'm gonna make all the noises and everything. I'm telling you, it's gonna be ASMR out of this world, man.
Linda Lovelace of lollipops. Gotcha. Yeah.
Oh, that might be my OnlyFans right there. I think I just found my way in.
You know those big swirly lollipops that you see on
There
TV?
you go.
Oh man, we're gonna have fun with that one. And just look, imagine taking it out the wrapper. Oh yes,
all
I'm
sexy
going
about
to enjoy this.
Slow. And there you go. That's awesome. I'll be in my bunk with a quiet Monday morning underneath. Well, at first,
Oh my
Tim Ziegler says, "Oh, talking of worshiper of life, I'll skip on. You guys go though. Get after him, y'all. Expose his ignorance. The more he speaks, the more he exposes his own ignorance." Adam, good morning. Thank you for joining us. I very much appreciate you for being here. You can treat the fear of semen.
Huh.
You can go into a bathtub and get lots of college students to. Okay.
All right. I think I've seen that movie. I definitely saw that movie.
So that's what they were doing. That's clinical. I see it now. I mean, I don't see it now. Later.
Oh man.
Daily Atheist. Apparently, eyelids are made of the same stuff as foreskins, so we can use them as a substitute.
Oh, that's
interesting.
so they're like penis covers over my eyes.
Change of that would make sense.
So like every time you close your eyes and you can kind of see the little veins in your eyelids, it's like penis veins. Is that
You're
what you're
seeing
looking at?
dick flesh.
Is that why all the blood rushes to your head?
Goodness gracious! You know, it's my understanding. I don't know if you but the lips, your lip flesh is the same as your butthole flesh.
Oh no!
That's what I've heard.
They are.
I mean, damn, that brings a whole new light on kiss ass, doesn't it? Like,
Wow. It really does. The movie Centipede kind of changes a little bit.
Ass to mouth.
Whenever you kiss somebody, you're just one long tube going from asshole to asshole.
That is, oh man.
If you could butt assholes up to each other, you could make a full circle. If you could kiss somebody while, I'm just saying, did we just get demonetized? Probably.
I think that probably did it. Oh, Carrie Ann Chrysler, get the dick out of your own eyes before you try to take the dick out of your neighbors.
That's right.
You've got a friend in me, baby. Oh my goodness.
That's right. Brent says the mouth evolved before the anus. Just kidding. Maybe the mouth did, but nowadays the anus forms before the mouth does. It forms first, is my understanding.
Oh my goodness. This is.
And some people never outgrow being just an asshole.
Oh my goodness. This is Yep. I didn't know how this was gonna go this morning.
Oh, Katie Dodson, you're bad and you're going to hell. You're going to hell. And my chat is the funniest chat. Can I read that shit out on the chat?
Oh man.
Katie says, if your inflatable altar boy has a runny nose, it's not sick. It's just full. Is our humble parish tired of constant litigation? Drained by bloodthirsty lawyers, sucking the collection plates dry? Well, no more threats of jail time and public humiliation. Try Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys. Cute little fellas, eyes and mouth wide with surprise, complete with lifelike tears. Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys, coming to a Walmart near you. Ah, yes. Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys. Yes, Brent, it's been a good morning. We're doing okay. It's funny stuff. You guys are hilarious. Vic Liz says, I can see that Darante knows my plight of going blind when I laugh too hard. Yes. I never got my mind. I read something else before laugh too hard. It was something about masturbate. You know how it is. Going blind and masturbating. I don't know why I read that. Anyway, our puffy foreskin eyelids. Oh yeah,
Yes.
and the nipples and the vagina lips, I believe, are also made of the same fleshy material. I could be wrong.
Oh.
There's people should look me up on the internet. Do
So
not listen
if
to
I'm
me.
doing this now, am I fingering myself?
Maybe that's
Is
why they're
that
like
what
the
this
same
is?
color.
Maybe
They're kind of like the same color, so that would
Mm.
they
really
are.
make sense.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
and they taste the same.
Wonderfully delicious.
It's true.
Wonderfully delicious.
When properly hydrated, of course.
The best morning soup you could ever get your hands on. I tell you that.
Oh man, Brent says I need to lay down. Me too, friend. I'll be in my. Daily Atheist Morning Show, new fundraiser. Pops from Spencer's pay to watch Darante slurp it up. yeah, I know. Secular villainist. Good morning, Scrotus and Labius, right?
I don't know why. I just had the imagery of Peter from Family Guy singing "My milkshake brings all the guys to the yard" in prison.
The evil one is among us.
The evil one.
Oh my goodness, she is.
Good
She's
morning.
here. Good morning, evil one. Hello, beautiful. I love you. I miss you. Hurry
Oh
home.
man.
Send safely. Don't send it all. Wait till you get
Elbow
home.
skin
Send
and
it.
ball skin. Oh my.
Bring her home and we'll send together. Anyway,
It works.
I would now what I'm you got this. I'm going to play for us our new not Father Flanagan's Wild Bill. We have a new Wild Bill. If you saw the first Wild Bill earlier, we're going to watch. We got here, we waited for you. And now we're going to watch the new Wild Bill for those of you who are ready. Prepare yourselves. Therapists are standing by. Hello, and welcome to Shakespeare with a Redneck. Finally, I'm Wild Bill Wigglestick, and this is my trusty sidekick, Willie the Kid. And we'll be your handsome hosts, your gilded guide, your cowboys, concierges to Shakespeare. Oh, how cute. Wait, is that at 2, Ollie? Run along, little doggy. Bill, where the hell have you been? Well, I've been roaming the earth, going back and forth upon it, to and fro and whatnot. I like to travel too. Wait a second. Yep, back and forth upon earth, doing unto others before they do unto me. Bill, are you quoting the Bible? Trying to quote the Bible? Indeed I am. Despite my appearance, I am a man of culture and know many things, not just Shakespeare. Really? So you have a Shakespeare monologue related to atheism or skepticism? Indeed I do. Bear witness. Oh, this is going to be good. This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the product of our own behavior, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and stars, as if we were villains on necessity, fools by heavenly compulsion, knaves, thieves, and treacherous by spherical predominance, drunkards, liars, and adulterers by an enforced obedience of planetary influence, and all that we are evil in by a divine thrusting on. An admirable evasion of whoremaster man to lay his goatish disposition to the charge of a star. My father compounded with my mother under the dragon's tail, and my nativity was under Ursa Major, so that it follows I am rough and lecherous. I should have been that I am, had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizing. Wow, that really is spot on about what we cover here on the channel, about how, people... So here's a quick rundown of the situation. Bill, this non-believer, ignores the teachings of his learned father and ends up getting 4 people killed. Bill, that's not... Okay, carry on. Shakespeare was a heathenistic non-believer bound for the fiery pits of hell, just like yourselves. I don't think. And in order to throw the murderous church of the time off his heathen trail, he writes the skeptic as a sneaking, lying, adulterated father and brother, hating and betraying villain who ends up getting his comeuppance in the end. Bill, oh, come on, man. You're always blah, blah, Bible stuff, blah, blah, boring. You got to spice things up. Bill, tacos are spicy. Everybody loves tacos. Bill, tacos and and boobies. Okay, you're not wrong there either. Tasty and delicious culture, baby, coming at you. Avoid the storm of familial discontent. Blow winds and clap your cheeks by clicking that subscribe button and hitting that. Wait a second. Don't you mean crack your cheeks? Nope. Bill. Send safely, my friends. Take care.
Peace.
And I'm back.
Well, hello.
And there we have it. Another round of Wild Bill for those of you who have been craving some Wild Bill. I actually had to go look up what clap your cheeks means.
Oh, I could have told you that.
Clap them cheeks.
I could have even made a note. Let me see. Can you hear? That's what clapping cheeks sound like. You can tell I was a teenager at one point.
And then I found some handy porn references.
Oh, yes.
Did I say handy?
Debbie does Dallas.
Thank you, Brent A. I appreciate you. It says very nicely done, Chris. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, man.
Raven Lunatic says, I wonder what boobies tacos would taste like. Ooh.
I feel bad for like wanting to know too.
Yeah.
But damn, I was immediately intrigued. These
too. Now you have
been
my
made
attention.
of the freshest titties. Titty tacos. Taco Titty Tuesdays. Oh my goodness. What a day. What a
When
day.
did Darante become a cannibal? Well, it happened on the show.
Man. Oh no, I was probably one of the only people who saw Silence of the Lambs, and when old dude was chopping up old boy's brains, I was like, I wonder what that smelled like. Like, because like he was seasoning it and all good. And I was like, I can see that kind of working. I can see that kind of working.
Mental note, keep an eye on Darante. FBI, help. I'm blinking twice over here, bitches. I'm blinking twice over here.
Oh, yeah. No. If you get caught up in a mountain with me and we're stuck and one of us has to, survive, I got to live to tell the story, bro.
Noted.
I got to live to tell the story.
Darante.
I figured that out about you when you was telling the lollipop story.
That's
He's like, it's going to be a rib.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah. He fed him his own brain. That's right.
That's right. Yeah, tasty and delicious.
Yes.
Raven, I can't type properly after seeing Wild Bill. My fingers are too sticky. We've got an OnlyFans for that, Raven. Debbie did Dallas and got syphilis. That's,
That's right.
Wear father finding a sparrow sombrero.
That could have helped.
It's her own fault.
Never mind the smoke that's coming out of my mouth, folks. That is the glory of the Lord.
That is the glory of the
Hallelujah.
Lord. We should sing.
That's fair.
Haley, how big is Wild Bill's firmament? It's big enough, I guess. It runs into doors before he does, for whatever that matters. Adam, for 10 Polish zlotys, the scariest monster ever, the clitor.
The clitor.
Most men have never seen it.
They don't even know it exists.
Oh, my tongue has met with it a few times. We get on up in there.
There's the whole thing that most of them think it's this, whenever it's actually like this huge internal palace of love that whenever you play the musical notes just right, I'll be okay. Thank you.
I definitely want to know how you know Miss Non Sequitur. I'm curious.
Foreskin bubblegum. Yes, Jellicle. Yeah, we wrote that down.
Oh, man.
Guru.
The evil one. You're making me so jelly right now. I'm still in the middle of training my pup not to run away when the phone's pointed at him. Y'all must be talking about, y'all are either talking about me or Ollie. Ollie's doing really good. He's a good puppy dog.
Ray Liotta.
Yes, says Darante, careful if you go cannibal, stay away from the brain. Oh, yeah. That's right. You don't want Kuru. Yeah, that's true.
What is Kuru? I thought of an avatar when I thought of it. Like, do I get an avatar if I eat the brain? I want avatar powers.
Yes, you do. And the shakes. There's this neurological disease you get if you eat too much human brain, and it's degenerative, and it makes you, your brain go.
That's wild. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Ew, the fact that somebody's
That we know, that means that we've seen the impacts. Yep. This is classic eating brain disorder here. We've seen this a million times.
Comes in all the time. Kuru's a prion disease. There you go.
Wow.
We don't hold anything against prions, so. Carrie Ann, I will tell the OP, I can't even say that word, in hopes that they will learn a little astronomy. Oh.
Ooh, Ophiuchus? Is that Ophiuchus?
Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus? Ophiuchus.
I feel like I've heard someone talking about that before.
I think I'm having a stroke and the left side of my face isn't working. No, I'm saying it right. Ophiuchus. Alzheimer's on steroids. Oh.
The Kuru.
Always, yes. Always. I wonder, is it named after an island or a people on an island? I think it is.
That tracks. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. My son is the one you get from Bill Engvall. Oh. Yeah, right. For those of you who are familiar.
Your eye like a clit in the sky. That's I love that.
Wow. Yeah. Duck. You'll get an eye infection, man. It ain't funny. It looks funny on the porn sites, but you'll get an eye infection. Your face will be all blowed up. Don't be doing that. You got to use the right tool for the right job. If you're sticking your eye in it, you're doing something wrong, my brother.
Yeah, you're a little too close. You're face diving at that moment. Like,
how do you?
That's reverse birth, isn't that? I think I saw that happen in American Gods. That's how one of the gods consumed people. They were having coitus, and then the person goes down, and then the person goes in, all the way in. Oh yeah. Wow. And then they are no more.
Wow.
That god ends up getting herpes, though.
That's
just when I thought sex with gods was safe.
Right? Yeah.
Darn it.
Well, apparently it was us that gave it to her, so yikes, it's us that are the problem.
Wow. I wonder what an interesting history of STDs and religion would bring us. Or, like food, there's been people throughout history who've either like mad kings or through incest. There was one group of kings who had so many incestuous ancestors that their jaws were all, you know what I'm talking about? I can't remember their names, fortunately. I'd have to look them up, and I don't want to because they're hard to look at. American Gods, I've never seen that.
Oh, it was really good. Oh, it was really good. It was aggravating at some points, but I love when people take mythology and bring it into modern day. And I think they did a really good job of retelling the stories and modernizing it. They just tried to do something recently on Netflix with Jeff Goldblum, which I was really excited about, but I couldn't get through one episode of it.
Oh,
really?
Or that might have been on Hulu. I think it was called The Olympians or something.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And Jeff Goldblum was going to be the lead god.
Oh, that sucks.
I don't think I may not have given it enough try. I'll go check the reviews because honestly, Jeff Goldblum is one of my favorite actors since The Fly and Jurassic Park. Mm-hmm. And so I was really hoping this was going to be like a smash.
Well,
Jeff Goldblum has always been one. I dig him. He's got such personality now. He's so fun. A lot of actors are
bit parts.
Yeah.
Yes.
In different shows, he's just appeared and I don't know. He's really good.
He is, man. It was terrible, Miss Non Sequitur. Yikes. Dang.
What was that?
She said the show was terrible, unfortunately.
Oh, really? That's bad. That's unfortunate. One of them I saw, what was that one American Horror Story? Me and the Evil? We were watching that.
I loved the first few
that.
seasons. Yes.
Yeah.
What was your favorite season? I gotta ask.
Well, I really don't. It's been years for one, but I think it would have to be the one. And we only saw a few of them too. We didn't see all the seasons. We stopped when the witches. I can't think of their names. But anyway, I think my favorite would be the one in the house because that's really the only one
The first one, with Dylan McDermott. That's the one that drew me in. I didn't even know what I was watching when I first started watching it. And then I was like, oh, this is dark. This is twisted. This is raunchy. This is all of the things that I would have had to pretend not to be interested in before. And now I get to watch it full scale. It was great great story writing to me all the way up until maybe, I think after they did the Apocalypse season, I was kind of done, which I enjoyed the Apocalypse season. But I think, Freak Show was freaking awesome, man. It creeped me out quite a bit, but it was awesome. I think my favorite though has to be Asylum, where they were.
Asylum was good as well.
Holy crap! It was amazing to me. And then Roanoke got me because that one was steeped in real historical legend. That was the one about the Roanoke colony that disappeared and just vanished. And when they came back, Croatoa was carved into the tree. They took that historical legend and built a horror story around that. They had Cuba Gooding Jr. in that one. It was phenomenal. And Kathy Bates. Oh my goodness. Oh, it was amazing.
Oh yeah, she's always fantastic.
I love Kathy. I'll watch anything Kathy is in. My first movie watching her was Dolores Claiborne, watching her beat the hell out of her husband. Oh my God.
Oh, is that where people were in cages?
Ooh, no, not Dolores Claiborne. She was an abused wife. And
no, I meant the I'm sorry, the American Horror Story one.
The Roanoke one.
Yeah,
I think there were people in cages in that one because they were like under the thing. Yeah.
Okay, I think I do remember that one. Yeah.
Oh man, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, it's good. It was good, but like, oh God.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's some of those actresses and the actors, I remember them being fantastic in the seasons that I saw. There was one in the psych ward.
Yep, that's the Asylum.
Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the Asylum? Yeah, that was fun. I remember that. Yeah.
They had a priest in that one. Mm-hmm. And you could
I could cosplay that bitch, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. People see me in the cowboy hat and stuff earlier. I keep seeing it. I saw it again today. Somebody else that I look like Donald Sutherland.
I liked Coven too.
Yeah. Oh, Coven was nice. I like witchy stuff. Lovecraft Country was fun. It was fun. Dang, it was fun.
I think Coven's the one where we stopped based on the name. Yeah, that sounds like
with the witches.
Yeah. And so we should get back into it. It's good stuff. Oh, Captive Desk says, I saw the X-Files episode they never replayed with the family under the floor. Oh, that one there is. Are y'all familiar with that one? Oh yeah, it's you can probably find it now on anywhere now, Netflix or something. That's a very creepy episode. Wow. If I remember correctly, they were very inbred. Oh. And the daughter or somebody, one of them was kept. Didn't have no arms or legs or much in the way of arms and legs or could barely talk or something, and they kept her under a bed or something on like a mechanic's trolley that you'd slide in and out under a car on, and they'd bring her out for fun time, push her back in there, and they'd keep having children with her like that. If I remember correctly, am I remembering? I think that's. See, look at me remembering shit.
Carrie Ann, Children of the Corn still freaks me out too. For years, I was terrified of white kids because of that movie. So whoever made that, you made me scared of little white kids, little blonde-headed white kids because of Children of the Corn. That one and Children of the Damned. What is up with that theme of little blonde-haired white kids? I think the little blonde kid in Pet Cemetery was a little blonde kid too.
Yeah. Cute but horrific. He's like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, you're so cute. Football point.
Little bowl cuts.
Yes.
Sapphic Hazard says hearing Chris's impression of Brother Dusk from Foundation might be fun. I enjoy that show. I don't know if you guys have seen it or not. That's a good one. I would love to play Brother Dusk.
Ooh.
Yeah. I just look that old though. I'm not really that old. I just look old. Gile, good morning, Gile. Thank you for joining us.
Salem. I'll check that out.
Salem, yes. There's an entire horror super genre of creepy blonde children to be. It's not just little boys, although we nailed the little boys ones right there. Something else though is little girls, especially in video games. There's one video game. It's like a 1950s steampunk thing where there's little girl ghosts who run around. It's got Big Papa who's got this big arm. I can't remember what it's called now. I have the game, but there's another one, Evil 2. It's about little ghost girls that come. Lots of video games have got little ghost girls, like 8 and under. Yeah, it's creepy. Mass Effect 3, I think, even has a little kid.
Silent Hill did have one. Yes.
Yeah, Bioshock 1 and 2. That's the name of that game, Bioshock.
Man.
Hello, Tellers. Thank you for joining us.
No,
Big Daddy, yeah.
Silent Hill freaked me out. I saw that in the movie theaters when I was a Christian. I had to pray in the Holy Ghost.
Oh, man.
Pyramid Head came and ripped that lady's skin off in front of the church, and I was like, "Oh, loose his, and I rebuke you."
Oh my God.
Oh man.
And then go rebuke you some clean underwear.
Hell yeah.
Understood. Yeah.
Oh man.
I've never seen Silent Hill. I've seen the video.
It's
I think
good.
It's a video game.
Part 1 was good.
And so it's just I've heard of Megan.
That seems problematic.
It does, doesn't it?
That's like the inflatable altar boys, but worse.
Yeah. Yeah. I think didn't what is it, Family Guy did a kind of a joke on that where the dad is like, he's like, okay, go ahead and shut down now. And she goes, "Dun-dun-dun," and she just closes her eyes, standing there, and he's looking at her for a long, hard minute.
In her mouth open, right?
I think something, yeah.
Yes.
Like, no, and he goes away.
I think I do remember that.
Yeah, in Quantum Theory, some place it happened where he went the other direction on that. It was just a whole different movie. Anyway, man, goodness gracious. We might have to have a horror night. Horror night sounds like fun.
It does.
Date night, horror night.
Make them combine them. And that's Thriller. Thriller was a date night that was a horror night. Yeah, that's how that went.
Ah, yes.
Daryl. Do you guys remember the show movie Daryl? I was a kid about that time.
Oh my goodness.
A little boy had a computer put in his brain.
Yeah.
He was able to play video games really good. I wanted to have that so I could play video games really good. Silent Hill is based off an actual town, Left-Handed Jedi says.
That is correct.
Interesting. Is based on Centralia, Pennsylvania, with the coal mines on fire underneath for decades. Oh, I see. In an insane collection of horror movies. Daryl. Yeah, so... Oh, yeah, he pilots an SR-71. Who can't do that, though? I mean, I was doing it. But there was this one... Valentine's Day horror movies. Do you guys remember those back in the 80s? The guy it was something to do in a coal mine, that they wore a mask. Or was it a mask? Oh, the Scarecrow? I don't know. I'm not much of a horror fan myself.
I used to love Hellraiser. Hellraiser was one of my favorites. I think did Wes Craven do Hellraiser? Was that one of his?
Yeah.
Hellraiser was awesome to me. It was a whole bunch of demons. There was Pinface. If you've seen Pinhead, then
I've seen
white guy with the pins in his face,
right?
And like he tortures people with their pleasures.
Oh,
yeah, it's sexually dark, twisted type of thing.
A lot of white people heard you in the media when you were young.
I know, right?
John was like, Jesus wept. Jesus wept. My Bloody Valentine. That's right. Those were some.
Oh man.
Horrific. Hellraiser 4 is I've never seen all of those.
Oh man, they're crazy. Yeah. Yes, the box, you opened it, we came. Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
They opened Pandora's box and oh my goodness.
I see. Well, I remember what was that one? It had a gin in it.
Wishmaster, yes, that is Wes Craven, and yes, I love it. I love it.
Really. And that actor, fun. I showed that to the evil one not long back, and she was, rightly traumatized, as she should have been. It's good stuff, yeah.
But but see, if you like Wishmaster, you'd love Hellraiser. It's in that same genre type of horror. Okay. Yeah, it is.
I really do. One of the things he says is, he's got a little saying that I say. I stole it from him because I'm a stealer. Don't forget Lepthin. What is Lepthin? Lepthin. The first time I saw The Sixth Sense, I had nightmares for 2 nights over Misha Barton's character.
Ooh.
Sixth Sense. Oh, wasn't some kind of grotesque unalivement of the kid or some business? Leprechaun was a horror classic.
Oh, I loved Leprechaun, especially Leprechaun in the Hood for obvious reasons. But yes, I loved Leprechaun.
Never saw it.
No,
I couldn't. Horror movies weren't something I was.
No,
I wouldn't have watched them as a JW. Just
yeah, absolutely. I mean, y'all couldn't watch Smurfs, so I know y'all couldn't watch horror movies.
Right.
Hell yeah, Clive Barker is deviant and awesome, says Russell. Carrie Ann Crosser, Frailties, a great example. I don't think I've ever seen that one. 2 days until 7's 7S of Black Mirror. Season 7 of Black Mirror. Okay, we have not.
Black Mirror.
My wife and I have not seen Black Mirror. We've seen collectively between the two of us, unless I'm mistaken, 1 episode.
Oh, wow.
And that's because it's the first episode where the politician gets forced into screwing a pig in public.
I saw that one. Isn't that like episode 1?
Yeah.
That's season 1, episode 1. Yes.
That's right. And after that, the evil one did not want to watch any further. I like, come on, it had pig fucking in it. What's the selling point where I come from? They sell boots for you with that in mind.
Oh, man.
Like Sang-Ji said, each episode is different with entire new cast. So,
and that was hard for me. I like a story. I like a plot.
Yeah, it's interesting to it's like a movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we'll have to check it out. That's the thing, and it's sort of like a modern day, my understanding, updated version of Outer Limits or something.
Oh yes.
Love
now,
this matter.
Right-Handed Sith mentioned 13 Ghosts. Now, I didn't see the series, but I did see the movie with Tony Shalhoub and Rod Digger. Oh, and old boy from Scooby-Doo, the one that plays Shaggy. He's in that one.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was an amazing movie to me.
So good.
Yes.
That was like, I really shouldn't have watched it, but I did enjoy it, even though it scared the Juggernaut.
Yes.
Scared the piss out of me.
Oh my goodness.
13 Ghosts. I'm gonna make a note to watch that one. I have seen it, but it has been very, very long time ago.
Oh, I enjoyed it.
13 Ghosts. I think I've actually. Here we go. Ghosts.
Don Knotts did the original. What?
Glass House.
Wow.
Oh,
wow.
I didn't know it was a
Don.
remake.
Man.
I didn't either.
Just kind of off script a little bit. One of my favorite Don Knotts movie was, I think, called The Incredible Mr. Lippet. Is that the name of it? Incredible Mr. Lippet. He was a fish. He got turned into a cartoon fish in the movie and saved the world.
Oh, I may have seen that.
Yeah.
But I don't remember it at all.
I
Mr.
remember.
Lippet,
Yeah.
yes.
Mr. Limpet. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. He used to do that. Was good stuff back then. That was early cartoon and people kind of were. That was good stuff.
It was. I loved it, man.
Do you remember the alien one where the ship came and had a cat, and the cat had a necklace and it could
Necklace
talk to
on
people? Yeah,
Holy
it was
snap.
an alien cat. And I think the actor who played Marvin the Martian with that guy, I think it was the same actor, the cat from outer space. I gotta look that up. I must.
From outer space. Dang,
I
man.
don't think I know that one.
You're taking me back to fever dreams now.
I'll tell you, many moons ago. It's a thing. Let me show you here on the screen.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, I didn't know those synapses were still in there. I really didn't.
But see, that's the power of art, man. That is the power of art.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
The cat with the necklace that would glow. And who is the guy? Yeah, Roddy McDowall. Oh, it was Roddy McDowall. Not the same guy, but it was Roddy McDowall. Yeah. He was in that. Sandy Duncan. Wow. Yeah, that was crazy little flick. I don't really remember the particulars about it. Let's see though. Go here. 1978. Jeez, man, I was a wee lad. I was a wee lad. And I might have caught it on TV. I probably saw more of the commercials than I actually saw the show, to be honest with you. But,
Man.
so isn't that harkening back?
I did love all the Poltergeist movies. I did enjoy those.
I think I did eventually see them.
Oh, really? Yeah, because you just got out. You've got a whole lot of worlds to see. Have you been through the Alien series?
Oh yeah, I did see Aliens. I do remember seeing Aliens.
I just
That's
rewatched
not
those
necessarily
recently.
like that's not demonic per se. That's JWs think aliens could exist. So
That is right. Yeah, that tracks.
they used to think that Yahweh came from Pleiades because there is a god. I don't remember which one. I can't remember, but it came from Pleiades. So
That's the is Pleiades? Is that the sisters?
I think so.
I didn't know they were that crazy. I mean,
Well, Mormons get their own planet.
that's true. That is true. And
That almost got me in right there. Honestly, like, wait a minute.
Yeah,
I get my
that's a
own
seller.
planet.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
That's right.
Regular Christianity is offering me like an apartment complex that I got to hang out with everybody else for all eternity.
Right.
Pretending they're happy.
On your face.
Yes.
Yes, on your face. Like we talked about on the show before, naturally they have to erase your memory every day or you just go insane.
Right? Yeah, heaven is a face down, ass up type of place. That's
And not in the fun kind of face down. I want to read our super chats and then we'll wrap up the show. I want to say thank you to Raven Lunatic for the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. You're our hero.
Yay.
Glad to have you back. Nice to see you. Glad you're safe. I sent you hate mail. Where did you go? Left-handed Jedi for $5 says, does Father Flanagan have gnomes the way Willy Wonka had Oompa Loompas? Father Flanagan's line of inflatable altar boys to a Walmart where our high-quality sacrilegious products are sold. Bis non sequitur for $2. I'd pay to watch Darante eat a lollipop. Apparently that's a thing in the chat. He'll do it for free. He's a lollipop whore. Provide the lollipop, I think, is all you really got to do.
Sorry. Too far. Gag reflex.
That's Adam for Rowan for 10 Polish zlotys said the scariest monster ever, the clitor.
Yes.
That almost sounds like one of those movies from the Toxic Avenger era back in the 80s.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I used to watch those hoping to see some titties. But sometimes you got to see titties, sometimes you did
Swamp
not.
monster and the clitor.
Oh, I love the swamp thing.
That's a porn movie right there.
Womp, 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 womp.
All right, guys. I am off to save the world. Thank you very much for joining me. This has been a hilariously fun one. You guys are awesome. Thank you, chat, for showing up every day.
Thanks, everybody.
You guys are wonderful. We'll see you tomorrow for Wednesday. We're going to do all kinds of sinning tomorrow. I've got a video I'm dropping later today on this channel. And Wild Bill Wigglestick, the new version, will be dropping on this channel in like 3 minutes. So if you want to watch it again, you can go over and watch it.
I'm dropping a video today, too.
Yay!
Watch our videos,
Finally.
people.
Sorry, guys.
Support us crazy people.
I am not. I dropped one yesterday.
Awesome. Yes, you're
Like light years ahead of us.
See y'all later. Have a great day.
Ciao.
See y'all tomorrow.